Hi, I'm going to teach you about 5-point graphing. This is how you graph a sine 5-point graph. So the first thing you do is get the equation and you figure out what the a value is, the b value, the h and the k value. And then you do the h and k for the starting point. And you get it right here, but they flip because it's the starting point, and then you find the period, and it's 2 pi over b, so that would be 2 pi over 1, and then you would make this your period. It goes that length, and then you do the midpoint, and that's between these 2 points, and this point is 5 pi over 2, comma 1, and then the midpoint is 3 pi over 2, or comma 1, and then you find the middle, or the high and the low point, and the high point is pi, comma 4, and then the low point is 2 pi, comma negative 2, and then you draw these lines for the graph, and then you have your sine graph. And the a value is what gets you the y of the high and the low point, because for the high point you add it to your y value, and then you minus it for the low point. You graph a cosine graph by looking for the a, b, and h, k value of the equation of cosine. And then you would find the starting point, and that's h, comma k, and you switch them. So then it would be 3/4, comma 2, and then you would find the period. And since the period has pi in it, then it should be a normal number without pi. And you do 2 pi, and then divided by pi is just 2. And that's how you get the period of that. And then the x value of this point would be 2 3/4, and then comma 2, and then you would find the midpoint of that, and it would be 1 3/4 and comma 1 for the midpoint, and then you find the midpoint of these 2 points, and that would be 5 over 4, comma 1.5, and then 2 1 over 4, comma 1.5, because it's in between these, and the a value is 1, so you subtract it from this value to get the y value of that, and then that's the middle, so you make it 1.5. And this is how you graph a tan function for a 5-point graph. So you find the a, the b, and the h, k value, and then you find the starting point, and it's opposite of h, comma k, and that would be pi over 4, comma 0, and then you would find the period to find the asymptotes, and you would get the period is pi over b because it's a tan, then it would be pi over 2 because that's the b value, so then it would be 2 pi over 4 to get it like that, the starting point, and then you would do half of this to get to this side, and then you would minus half of this to get to this side for the asymptotes. And the first one is 2 pi over 4 because it's pi over 4 plus pi over 4. Then you subtract pi over 4 to get 0 for that asymptote. And then you would find the middle of these, so you would have to double this because the denominator, because you can't have, it would just be easier for fractions. And then it would just be 3 pi over 8 because this is 2 pi over 8. This is 4 pi over 8. That's the middle. And then you would have a 1 because you would add it that time. And then for the first part, you subtract that 1. And then it would be pi over 8 because this is 0. Then it would be 2 pi over 8. So it would just be pi over 8. And that's how you get the tangent graph.